Hi, in this tutorial we will look at the attribute holder modifier. This modifier serves as a container for parameters. Here, for example, I have this object here made up of multiple modifiers, and sometimes you want to go back to certain level here and change some of the parameters, and it can be time consuming, so we can use this attribute holder to create instances of these of some of the parameters here that we think that we're gonna go back to more often, so that we can change them from one place. For example, I can change the base rectangle width and length from here. These are the same as these parameters here. We can change the extrude amount, from here also. The inset created by this edit poly, the bevel height and bevel outline created by this edit poly here. And bevel outline. Also the chamfer amount and the chamfer segments count. Also for the array, the count on the x-axis, and the offset. Of course, we can add other parameters. So let's start from scratch. I will start with a rectangle. I will add an extrude modifier. First, I will add an edit poly. I will use that to create an inset on this face here. Before that, make sure to choose Animate, and then pick the face and do inset. The reason I use this Animate is because at any time we can go back to this edit poly and we can change the value of inset. So if I add multiple modifiers, I can go back at any time and change the inset value. And also using this will allow us to instance the parameter here into the attribute holder. Remember that you can use one parameter for this animate. For example, if I want to do some beveling with this using the animate, I will add another edit poly, also animate, and here bevel. Remember, don't click commit otherwise, because you will lose the this feature here. Okay, and now I will add a chamfer. Two segments for now. Finally, I will add an array modifier. Now, by default, it will create 5 copies on the x-axis with an offset of 1. That means they will touch. If I make it 2, that means you can fit 1 here. So I will choose the center option. This will make the copies goes to the left and right from the original object. It doesn't matter for now. So now let's add attribute modifier. It's empty because it doesn't do anything by itself. It serves as a container. So let's start exporting some of the parameters here to the attribute holder. Right click the object, choose curve editor. Here, expand and expand modified object. Now, if you don't see this object here, probably you need to uncheck some of the tabs here. So first, let's start with the rectangle width and length here. Length, click it, right click, publish parameters. Click the object and make sure to choose the top object space modifier, not the base object, because we want to instance these parameters into this modifier here. So as you can see, we instanced the length. Now we can do the same thing with width. Publish parameter, click the object. Now let's test it before we continue with other parameters. For the length, which is the same as this, and the width. Right click, curve editor. Now for the extrude, expand extrude, I want to export the amount, so publish parameter, top object space modifier. Now, the first edit poly, I will go to inset amount, right click, publish parameter. For the second edit poly, bevel height, and bevel outline, chamfer, amount, publish, and segments also. So before doing the array, let's test some of these things here. For the amount of extrusion, bevel, chamfer. Here, for example, I have to amount. It's a good practice to rename these parameters here so that we don't get confused after that. So before going to the array, let's learn also how to rename these parameters in the attribute holder. So select the object and go to animation, parameter editor. Now make sure to uncheck this option so we don't add some more parameters here we don't need. So here we have this option, selected object's current modifier. So make sure that the attribute holder is selected and click edit, delete. So let's go to the amount one, which is the chamfer amount. When you click it, you can see it here. So let's change the name to chamfer amount, click apply change once and a second time, and you can see here the name changed. Also, for the segments, because I might have other parameters named segments, so I will click this and type chamfer segments, apply change, apply changes. For the inset, for example, I can change the inset amount from here. Now, right click, curve editor, modified object, array. For the count X, publish parameter, count X, and offset X. Well, I will choose also count Z. It's 1 for now. And offset Z. So for the count X, the offset. For the count Z and the offset. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you like it. If you do, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video.